The last time we spoke was like when you were going to face Roman for the first time, right? And we were talking about all these different things that could have happened. And since then, man, main event Jey Uso, right? And your main event in pay-per-views and the solo star and all of this stuff, man. It's been such a thrill for me to see. But in that conversation that day, you said to me, oh, it'd be such a thrill if we could all get together in one group and we all go heel and we just run it. You're like a prophet. You saw it coming.
You know what, man? Now I wish I'm gonna put this out there. I wish I hit the lottery next week too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think, man, everything's come around full circle, right, Us? I mean, I need to start speaking it out more into existence. World heavyweight champion next, dude. I mean, that didn't work out.
Not yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet. But still, man, like to see, we all I see everyone has dreams in wrestling and things they want to achieve, but like to do that side by side with your family, main event in WrestleMania and all of that, everything that comes with it, man. Like we'd be here all day if I rattled off all the milestones that have happened in that time. It had to even exceed your wildest dreams to be able to play all of that out at the grandest, highest level.
Yeah, the cool part is just like how you said, like all that's dope, right? Like all of it. The whole little singles run in the beginning with Roman, which evolved into like the first chapter of the bloodline, you know, all the way to the halftime of the bloodline, the Sami Zayn's, and then we
Mm.
come to the finish of the bloodline, and now, it just catapulted me to, single star, you know. Um, man, out of all that, the dopest part, and I'll say it all the time, is I'm doing it with my brothers and my family. Sometimes when we walk out, like when we in the ring and I'm looking, like check us out, Deuce. I tell Solo sometimes, hey man, like when you go out there, like and be embrace what's going on, Deuce. Like it's cool to be like this all the time, but man, on some performer stuff, I'm like, yo, check it out. We in Madison Square Garden right now,
Mm.
and everybody throwing the ones up, like so I appreciate it, man. I just my the part that makes me the most happy is I'm literally doing it with my family.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Like we can talk about that all day, but lately, all the people I speak to when we're talking about live events or just in general, they're saying, man, Jey Uso's the most popular guy in the building. Like the yeet chants and all of that stuff, man.
And it's going up, Alex. You know what I'm saying? We going up, man.
I see the reports on that this week. What's going on with the yeet? Are we allowed to use that?
Man, I guess it got over too much. People trying to shut my yeet down. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we'll get past that though. I mean, I'm still gonna be out there yeeting.
Whether they like it or not, mate, it's happening. That's happening. Man, like again, it's been so red hot. Let's go to War Games main event. Let's go there for a second because that has got so many moving parts of so many big names, big moment. One of WWE's big four, if you want to talk traditional terms.
Sure.
CM Punk shows up at the end. We've heard about all this stuff about, people only knew beforehand and after. You were obviously having your own moment with that match. What are your thoughts on CM Punk returning as well on top of that?
Man, there's a saying here, right? Never say never, you know, especially like wrestling, because you never know. In my mind, I think, you know, CM Punk's just a star, right? He gonna draw money. Uh, People they gonna talk about him, right? So hell yeah, he fits when he comes back. Like that's what WWE is. It was like
Mm.
no matter what it is, we're gonna please the fans and we're gonna make money, right? Like why wouldn't you bring him in? I like the guy, man. He was here when I came here 10 years ago. Like never was no beef, man. I always, man. If you're in this profession, right, so everyone has to have hard skin and be able to take critiques well, whether good or bad or what. You can't get hot about none of this. It's all the work for real. The only real thing in here is money and miles, right? So, man, CM Punk has he's invited in my house. Like, yeah, it's all love here. I work out. Let's line it up, Uzi. I mean, I'll do an angle with CM Punk. I'm ready. It was but yeah, man, I'm glad he's back.
Well, listen, CM Punk, he likes the main event. Jey Uso is the main event. Come on, man. Come on in.
Man, come on, man. Last time we worked together, I still had paint on my face. It's a different Jey Uso these days.
Do you think everyone's obviously naturally talking straight away? Roman, Punk. Do you think Roman would be excited to lock it up with Punk? Because people always ask Roman about Punk, even when he wasn't even the company, right? It's kind of been simmering.
Yeah, man. Tribal Chief try to put anybody and everybody down. And CM Punk might find out, just like how the rest did. It's different when you get in there with the Tribal Chief.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, man.
Real.
When we talk about the single split and going to do your own thing, talk to me a little bit about, like the music and like kind of getting ready to do your own thing and just getting out of that. Because there must be a whole different mindset once, you're traveling with your brother all the time and, you just putting together matches is different, right? From tags to the singles and all of this stuff. It all seems to have gone so naturally, organically well for you. But I imagine there was a process involved there. And, like the music and the presentation, all of that is a part of that.
Of course, man. It's all one big package, Juice. I knew I wanted to get away from like the red hair, I'm like, what's the opposite of red? Blue. I almost went orange. I think I was picking colors, and I was like, you know what? I saw a Nipsey Blue poster, and I was like, oh man, I'm going blue. The music, I knew I wanted to keep the day one ish. The day one ish, I wanted to keep that, but I knew I wanted to remix it. And this came like naturally, I really got it from what was it? The Civil War, the Money in the Bank match. Saw some people hitting that, so I caught on to it.
I was about to say that to you. I was there, right, at the O2, and obviously at the end when like people are just singing the theme, like, was there a part of you like, oh man, like I can't leave that theme behind?
Bro, of course, man. I didn't like. I was like, what are they over here singing it? Like no one's ever sung it like that, and you was there. It was like it was insane, bro. I got goosebumps already thinking about it, man. But it all, like you said, it all just came organically together. The only thing that really changed on my side was like not having Jimmy there no more. Really, because we traveled together all the time, or my brothers. They're on the blue side, I'm on the red side, so they have their own house shows. I got my own house shows, or where I really don't see them anymore as much.
Who would people be surprised to see who you're traveling with or hanging out now that you're not traveling with the bloodline? Who have you been gravitating to on Mondays?
Man, I'm solo, man. Ride solo.
Bonds.
Just one, man. I ride solo dolo now.
That's big stuff.
I usually don't drive. Like, it's either Jimmy driving or Solo usually drive all the time. But now I got it. I mean, last night I drove 4 hours to get here.
Again, just going back to the bloodline stuff, quick, man. With the Roman reign, you can't avoid that pun. Going on so long, and obviously we've had a few people have a crack at it. In an ideal world, I mean, I know you'd probably pick yourself, but like, let's say you can't. How do you think would be the perfect end to that story? Like, I've seen theories around, man, that maybe Solo coming to, rising and getting his moment. Maybe that would be full circle, and that would be a beautiful story for your family to tell too.
Yeah, sure. I mean, man, I'd like to keep it in the family. I think Solo could be the next tribal chief. Got a little bit of growing to do. But man, I don't know, man. Maybe Sami Zayn come back around to it,
But has Solo surprised you? Like, not in the sense that he's not capable, but he's done it so quick, man.
Oh yeah, Solo's a top performer, man. He's like a sponge, right? Like he gets it. All you got to do is tell him one time, he'll it clicks with him. He understands it here. He's gonna go he's gonna go real far in this business, man. He's got a lot of growing to do, like I said, Us, and maybe 5, 10 years from now, we'll see where he's at. I feel like we're the people know, man. You know, people know.
The other thing around that, you just mentioned Sammy. Do you think Sammy could still be the guy?
Of course, of course. Sammy's one of the top performers. He's actually, besides like the Miz, man, Sammy's my favorite wrestler. He can act. If you pay attention to his promos and how he acts and all his backstages, man, he's top tier, man. In ring performer, crisp. You know, he's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason I come back to that, again, Sammy's one of my dear favorites too. So you can imagine the thrill for me when it's Bloodline, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens heading to WrestleMania. Like, that is just a beautiful topping on what was an already incredible run. You get the main event, tag team title, never main event, WrestleMania. Can you just talk to me a bit about how special that is to not only achieve that feat, but the people you did it with too, man?
It was great, man. Man, like I said, man, first time tag team ever main evented like a WrestleMania. I feel like me and my brother did have a big part to do with that, right? Like we made it like real tag team titles prestigious again, right? Uh, let alone just being in there with another team that I know can hold their end, you know. Um, man, I was excited just to go out there and put on a dope tag team match, a regular tag team match. It was like no toys, no chairs, no, we don't need none of that. Regular tag team wrestling is the best type of wrestling when it's done right, you know. Um, so man, hopefully I like to run it back with those two again.
I would. I'd like to see it, man. I'd like to see it.
So
Another chapter could go for me. I'll tell you that much. How much do you think, in terms of like the main event slot and stuff, like how much do you think comes down to working with Triple H in creative and his assertion? As obviously you had years under Vince, but like Triple H obviously helping collaborate with you guys and Heyman, I assume, and all that on the Bloodline story. How much of a significant factor do you think that was?
big fact, big fact. Before while we're doing the bloodline stuff, it's literally the bloodline and Triple H in one room. What do y'all what are we gonna do? Like what y'all feel like? What did we do last week? This, and this, All right, this week, what point are we trying to get across? This. How are we gonna do it? Like this, and this, let alone having Paul Heyman in there just sharpening up all the ideas, you know what I'm saying? Like it was easy. It came together real easy. But he
Yeah,
was a guy to, all right, check.
because I guess that's the thing in WWE as well. Like it changes every day, right? Like so you could be doing one thing and then it just changes. But
It literally changed. That will change. Sorry, it'll change as the show's going.
mm. So
Yeah,
was this Bloodline story one of the first things where it was like, okay, we're trying to get here, and it felt like, okay, we actually are hitting these beats, and that was being recepted so well, or received, I should say. The fans were loving that how, okay, we got here, then we got to the Rumble with Sami Zayn, and and all of this stuff, and it felt like the check marks were there, and it was so well done that I don't think it'd been seen in wrestling for a while. A story that long, the right beats, the right players, it all felt so perfect.
hey, half the time the beats were coming like natural. We didn't plan for none of it. Like when we would do a segment, it would just elevate. Like the Phil and Uzi, that
Yeah,
segment.
yeah,
Like, I didn't know like if you watch that segment back, it's like its own segment because the promo with me and Sammy, that was his own promo. And then we went to where we all started breaking character, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and then it all just like that was organic, man. Um, like the tribal court, like that was dope. The with Sami Zayn when I turned on Sami, like that was dope. Like people,
Mm.
like it all happened like organically, man.
Yeah, I get.
There's so many bloodline segments that I just like when we gave him the shirt, the first Sami Zayn shirt, like it was everything was just flowing. Everything was clicking.
Yeah, that's one of the great things, man. Like when you, because you can watch it on YouTube, like the whole story, and I know it's like an overused,
It's like an
over,
hour long, ain't
yeah, yeah, it's like an overused phrase, but it's like a movie. It is.
it? It is.
The one thing I did want to ask around Bloodline Matters and your future yourself, man. Okay, you're a solo star now. We're heading towards WrestleMania season. Now I know it's been spoken about before, the dream of maybe facing your brother on the grandest stage. Like, what could possibly top that? Um, what's in your mind right now? And even if that doesn't happen this year, I mean, it'd be amazing if it does. But even if it didn't, like, is that still the ultimate goal?
Oh yeah, yeah. For me, yeah, man. And to be honest, it was anywhere on the card. Like I'm happy to always, I'm always humbled and happy to be on that card because a lot of the guys aren't on that card. We used to be those guys,
Mm.
so I appreciate any spot and anywhere, man. Hell yeah, I would love to main event night one with my brother Roman Reigns, main event night two. Like in the big picture, our family's still doing it. Our family's still taking our family is still is still carrying it. I had to text my brothers, yo, I just saw y'all close SmackDown and I closed Raw. Like we're closing the shows here and we got they got like 4 or 5 segs. I got like 4 or 5 segs. Like we're still bloodlining, you know what I'm saying? Just in our
Yeah.
own ways. But yeah, man, my pick would be with my brother though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, man. I really would. Um,
In my mind, I see like remember like the Hulk Hogan and Rock moment, like when they just
mm,
stood there. Like in my mind, we can get that. Like I know I'm shooting for the stars here, but like in my mind, I just picture me and my brother standing there, like just face to face, not moving, and like imagine the anticipation, like the build up to that, like live,
the electricity.
Yeah, man, like it could happen. It could happen.
Yeah. Well, is Triple H well aware of this desire?
Nah, man, you're just you, Alex.
Hey, listen, I'm going to relay. Another thing I wanted to say, and all, just to circle back to War Games real quick, like the chaos of that afterwards. Randy's back, right? Like you're on the winning team. Like how cool was all of that? Like the CM Punk is one thing, but having your own sort of main event moment separate of the Bloodline. How was that for Survivor Series?
Man, awesome, man. I always look back at the first War Games last year. Like I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it
But
was.
this year, it's cool seeing being because you got the best seat in the house, man. Being in the middle of that arena when Randy Orton music hit, like it almost damn near goes quiet because it's so loud. You know what I'm saying? But you seen that guy, like Randy Orton, like he. I don't know what he did. It was like he went backwards, like he got younger. You know what I
He
mean? Damn,
Randy Orton ate Randy Orton. He's huge.
right, right. I saw him in backstage. And I was like, what? What is going on here, man? It's like all the older ones are like getting younger. Rey Mysterio, him, R-Truth. What's going on here?
Did you mentioned that you'd obviously worked with CM Punk back in the day. Did you get a chance to see him that night and like,
Yeah, it was a, it
briefly?
was a quick it was a quick one though. It was a high and by, hugged it out. That was it. I'll probably see him next Monday though. He's coming to Raw next Monday, so see what's up.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Um, another thing on Bloodline, just intrigued to get your thought. A lot of people have spoke about, we're talking about keeping in the family. A lot of people have spoke about Rock and Roman down the years, right? Do you feel? I know Rock has kind of said, they would have done it last year, but for whatever reason, it couldn't happen, and he hasn't closed the door. Would that be like the pinnacle to have all of you guys interacting with The Rock and just maximize, or do you think you guys have done it big as it is? It doesn't really matter if The Rock comes back or not. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to see it, but how
Yeah,
are your feelings? Do you think it will ever happen, etc., etc.? What are your feelings on it?
yeah. I think well, that's what the people want. It was like hell yeah, the people want The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Hell yeah, I would like to interact with The Rock and Jimmy. Everyone, each character has their own little thing, and it could work. I feel like the people. I feel like it'd be real entertaining. Uh, that might be the Super Bowl. That's the two biggest families in our two biggest stars in our family. So we still winning either way, you know. But if I had to pick a champ, bro, I'd go with the Tribal Chief, hands down, easy. The Rock's been out the game for a couple, you know, in and out. Tribal Chief know what time it is. But I feel like there's no one gonna dethrone the Tribal Chief, man. I just don't see it. If it wasn't any of one of us in this family, I don't think no one's out there. It was not even Punk, Randy, none of them, none of them.
Do you think? I mean, like Cody Roman 2 is big, Punk Roman is big, but surely the biggest match in wrestling would be The Rock and Roman.
I would agree. I would agree. I would agree.
I hope. I mean, I'm a big Rock fan. I'm a big Bloodline fan. I want to see it. It's just selfishly talking. I want to see it.
I want to see it. I want to see it too.
Do you envisage a day? Let's say you have the battle with your brother. Do you envisage a day where you two can, is there anything kind of undone in the tag division that you would like to do? Because I feel like you took it to such heights and broke that. You could call that new ground with WrestleMania. That many might feel that you've achieved it all kind of thing. But I wonder if you two think actually there's still more to be done and more ways we could help tag team wrestling grow, because I do feel like Triple H has an appreciation for tag team wrestling, and you could get those chances.
Yeah, he does, man. He does. He understands it, Us. Yeah, I would like to. There's. I want to be the most tag team title reigns ever. Like I think the Dudley Boys have it right now, or it might be the Dudley Boys.
I think so, across all promotions for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like in the 15 somewhere, over 15. Um, yeah, that's it, man. Like we didn't held the longest main event at WrestleMania. I just top tier, man. I just want to set the bar high. But right now that's gonna come around. I feel like one of these days, me and Jimmy get back on the same page. We might, go back to it. Maybe might even go back to the face paint one of these days. I don't know, man.
It's been a while, man. Was it weird for you and tagging with someone else like you and Cody? Was it weird?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it's weird. It was fun though, being just interacting with different guys, man. Kind of lets me know where I stand too.
But is it like I always wonder these sorts of things, and this is the last one because I know I have to let you go. You're a busy man. I always wonder these sort of things. Like I remember, Matt Hardy saying like he was the one who really thought about the spots and stuff more, and like Jeff was just to do it. Like, and I guess you and Jimmy have your own dynamic, right? Especially as twins. So like tagging with someone else, I guess like you think, oh, I'm going to do one thing, and they've got their own way of doing it too.
No, definitely. I really mean, when I wouldn't have to say anything to Jimmy, and we already know, you know. But as far as like doing the matches and stuff, man, he's got a great mind for it. Like he usually comes up with it, and I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, I agree. Real smart though, real smart. Knows the beats and the matches that we need. He knows, when to put in the emotion part. Like, man, I think this is the part where you got to slow it down right here and look, like he's real good. So I missed that part about it, like calling matches with other guys. It could get hectic sometimes.